In today's breaking story, Kristi Noem just stunned Donald Trump with a shocking, illegal move. That's right, no matter what Trump does, he can't help himself but get involved in scandal after scandal. How's it going, everybody? Hunter Avalone here with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video. Now, Donald Trump is a massive disaster, and more Americans are speaking out. This is why the No Kings rally was such a massive success.
Okay, wait. Time out.
Wait, sorry.
We've said no one's challenging their right to protest, and yet, what I heard from Republican leaders this week is that the protesters were terrorists. I heard them constantly, from the Speaker of the House to U.S. senators to Trump cabinet members, equating the protesters with Antifa. Now, those would be bad words in any other circumstance, because it's First Amendment protected speech, and saying it's terrorism, that's a morally wrong thing to do. But this is worse than that, because just last month, this administration designated Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization.
Do you disagree with that?
They are yes, I do. They are equating protesters with terrorists, and by equating protesters with terrorists, they're creating a chilling effect, and they're opening the aperture to investigate them. I'll tell you why. NSPM 7, National Security Presidential Memorandum 7, that was passed by the White House, issued by the White House last month, says that people who directly or indirectly support those domestic terrorist organizations can be investigated. By that standard, they're saying that protesters and people who organize protests where Antifa might show up could be investigated. And then this week, the administration took control, or made moves to take control, of the criminal division of the IRS. This would be like if George W. Bush had said Code Pink was Al-Qaeda, or people protesting the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan were associated with the Islamic State.
But what's not a success is the current state of the economy, and it's all thanks to Donald Trump.
A potential warning sign for the economy. A new poll finding Americans are growing increasingly worried about their job prospects amid hiring freezes and higher prices for everything from food to healthcare to housing and utilities. CNN's Matt Egan joining us now. Break this down, what you're seeing in this report.
Yeah, Sarah, well, we're seeing that Americans have lost confidence in this job market and what it means in the event that they need to land a new job, right? This new AP poll shows that just 21% of Americans say they are either extremely or very confident in their ability to find a good job. Just 21%. 30% say they're somewhat confident, but almost half, a plurality, 47% say they're not very or not at all confident that they could find a good job. Now, what's notable is that all of these metrics are actually moving in the wrong direction when you compare it with 2023 under the Biden administration. Also, when you compare it to 2019, just before COVID-19, Americans have a lot less confidence than they did. And this just reflects reality, right? I mean, the job market's a lot weaker than it was a few years ago. Hiring was.
But now Trump has even more to worry about. That's right, Kristi Noem just stunned Donald Trump with a shocking, illegal move. Take a look at today's top story. President Trump is reportedly stunned today as Kristi Noem's Department of Homeland Security finds itself at the center of an unfolding scandal that exposes just how chaotic and legally reckless this administration has become. According to a bombshell report from the Daily Beast, Tricia McLaughlin, the most senior public affairs official under Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, publicly posted the private information of a 13-year-old child. This wasn't some minor slip-up. McLaughlin revealed the child's identity, alleged criminal history, and even shared his photo on social media, claiming he had an extensive rap sheet and had been caught with a gun. Those claims have now been completely debunked. Not only was the gun story false, the act of sharing any of this information is a direct violation of federal privacy law. To put it bluntly, DHS illegally doxed a child. Experts are calling this a massive breach of ethics and privacy that could trigger an inspector general investigation, disciplinary action, or even congressional scrutiny. DHS's own privacy rules explicitly forbid the release of juvenile records. Federal employees who violate those rules can face serious consequences, including referral to the Office of Inspector General and civil liability for the agency. Yet as of today, the posts remain online. No one has been fired, no one has been held accountable. This administration, one that constantly touts law and order, now finds itself under fire for breaking federal law under its own roof. The public outrage is spreading quickly, especially after reports that the 13-year-old, a Brazilian-born 7th grader in Massachusetts, was detained by ICE and taken more than 500 miles away from his family. Rather than show any remorse, DHS doubled down by spreading false information about the child to deflect criticism. As one legal scholar told the Daily Beast, in administrations that function based on law and ethics rules, McLaughlin would already have been removed. But under Trump, those rules don't seem to apply. The bigger picture here is damning. This isn't just about one rogue spokesperson, it's about an administration that's losing control of its own people. This is a textbook example of an administration in chaos. Instead of coordination, there's confusion. Instead of accountability, there's arrogance. And instead of protecting children and upholding the law, officials under Noem are breaking it in plain sight and seemingly without consequence. Thanks so much for watching. Please click that like button and subscribe to Occupy Democrats so that you can stay informed and help us stop Donald Trump.